Greetings, health warriors. Welcome to the MyFitLife Healthy Lifestyle community, where we've helped over 10,000 people to look better, feel better, and live better. So in tonight's episode, we're going to go over a few things. This is a new live stream. We did our first episode yesterday for this new series. And so we're going to be talking about some current events. Today, we're going to talk about current events in MyFitLife, what's going on. The new MyFitLife community that's up, and there's free access to that. So we're going to get you guys the link and all that kind of stuff if you are interested in that. And then I have one that she beat cancer, breast cancer. So one of the women in our community has actually beat cancer. Like no traces in her body anymore, etc. We'll go over that. So super uplifting story. We'll go over a cannabis clinician series that we're doing. Just mention that so you could get access to that if you're interested, like doctors, MDs that are promoting cannabis and promoting it to their patients as well, etc. And then the building of a brand, right? So I I have this supplement that I'm bringing out, another product or a new version of a product that we've been taking. It's a mineral product, and I'm creating a brand around it. So we're going to sort of talk about that and get you guys involved, because we're literally building it, and it's going to be launching out soon. So I want you guys to see what's involved, like sort of behind the scenes, and have some fun with it. And then so that's sort of like the what's happening kind of stuff. And then we're going to go into another segment, which is lifestyle optimization. So basically with that one, we're going to go over how to get healthy and stay healthy, like in 2024 and beyond, basically. So I mentioned in the last episode, a bunch of problems that's going on in the world. So, you want to have solutions. So we're providing some solutions for you. Today, it's going to be like a 10,000 foot overview of the things that need to be taken care of, right? So you could just be aware of that, because you need to be made aware of the problem, and then you need to be made aware of, like what needs to be fixed, and then you go about fixing that, right? So so there's incremental steps, and we'll be going over all of that, in the various live streams that we do, the different subjects. So really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that. Lifestyle optimization. That's my thing, look better, feel better, live better. We help people, to just perform better with everything, no matter where they're at. So, if they're sick or whatever, we help them to get better and perform optimally. If they're hardcore athletes, we help them to get even better, including myself. So the last segment will be like a cannabis corner, where we'll talk about the endocannabinoid system and its benefits to your body, right? So I'm an expert in holistic health, and we've been doing that for over 30 years, but I've been involved with cannabis for the same amount of time. And remember that I actually went blind from glaucoma. I went blind from glaucoma and got my vision back with cannabis oil formulations that I created, right? And I'm the only one in the world that has this kind of success. So we're going to talk about the endocannabinoid system that needs to be fed with cannabinoids and its importance to your body, like what it actually does, okay? So let's get into the first segment with what's happening. And basically what's happening at MyFitLife. So the first one we're going to go over is like she beat cancer, right? So one of our community members had breast cancer, and we have probably over 100 people that we're working with that have cancer at any given time. So this is just the most recent success story. And she had breast cancer, and she actually got it right after the scamdemic hit, so probably about three and a half years ago. And pretty much, she's been part of the MyFitLife community since 2010, right? So the first thing she did was come over and start taking, more of our stuff, right? And then she went through a big process, and she went in and out of a bunch of different practitioners, and she was diligent, really awesome what she did. I'm actually interviewing her 2 Saturdays from now, so we'll get like the in-depth story. And I have a previous interview of her which is about a year and a half, 2 years old, when she was going through it, and we were, doing some different protocols for her and stuff like that. So it's cool. I'll put the link in the description after this live stream's over to that one, so you could see what she was going through. And then now she's literally cancer free, right? I mean, it's not just like she's in remission or something like that. Like she's been in that for a while now, but now there is no detectable traces of cancer in her system. So super, super awesome. So congratulations, Elisa. She fought the good fight, and she is winning. And that's super awesome. So we provided her stuff, gave her some guidance and things like that. But she did it. She did the work, and we're excited to get her interview 2 weeks from now, or actually 2 Saturdays from now. Today's Sunday, and we'll find out exactly what she did to be successful, right? Because that's important. People want to know what people are doing right now today, because there's all those turbo cancers and all that kind of crazy shit that's going on right now. So we want to see how people can be successful, and especially holistically. And then so there's a Cannabis Clinician series that we're doing right now, and with in MyFitLife, and I'm going to pull it up for you on our YouTube channel, just so you can see that. Let me share the screen. It'll take a second here. All right, there we go. So you should be able to see the screen right now. Let me go to the channel. So I have like a Cannabis Friends and 420 Bud show that we do. And right now we're doing a Cannabis Clinician series. So we have this MD or a nurse practitioner as well, all this kind of stuff. That is, our first interview. And then we just released our second interview. I believe it was on Friday, with another MD. She's a double board certified, clinician, and she's a cannabis clinician. They both promote cannabis within their practice, and they promote it, in their industry as well. They're educators for, other clinicians, whether it be doctors, nurses, or other kinds of practitioners as well. So a super, super awesome series, and it's really uplifting to see what's going on with them, right? Like what's going on in the medical community, because a lot of it's been bastardized for a long time, but there is a small group of clinicians, they're in the hundreds, maybe even the thousands right now in the United States, that are, like sort of just saying, hey, we understand the efficacy, how beneficial this is for, our patients, and we're going to give it to them as part of our protocols. So they're doing it, alongside, allopathic medicine, and their regular kinds of medicine that they provide, but they're utilizing the cannabis. So, for instance, with Dr. Asike over here, she provides, cannabis, consultations, so they could take the, proper cannabis and not have to take as much opioids, if any, right? And so she understands, the importance of that and the benefits of that, and how there's a synergy that can be had between the two. So super, super awesome series. The next thing up is building a brand, right? I have this stuff called Shilajit. It's a mineral, and a mineral complex, actually. It has all 85 minerals, trace elements, fulvic acid, humic acid, and a number of other things like adaptogens, etc. The Hindu masters say it gives you life force energy. I've been dealing with it for over 20 years. I've been taking it myself. It's my favorite form of minerals. Like right now in today's world, I will not take any other form of minerals than Shilajit, right? And it's from the Himalayas, very, very hard to get. It took me over 20 years to find a person that extracts it directly from the Himalayas that I could put my name behind and actually sell as a product of MyFitLife, right? And there's some problems with Shilajit, and I've sort of fixed those problems and put it into an elixir form. So I'm building a brand around that. I'm calling it Shilajit Elixirs. And I'm going to be like through this live stream, and also in some videos on the MyFitLife channel, which is basically just youtube.com/MyFitLife, and on TikTok as well, I believe. We're going to be just showing, the progress from, how it started, and then, what we're doing to get the product out there, the launch, and everything that goes behind, building a product, a brand, and getting it out to the public, because there's a lot of, care and thought that has to go into it, because people are going to be ingesting it for benefit, so there's more than just, making some fancy, logos and words that, look good on a label and slap it on a package. There's a lot of thought that goes into it, and I think that if you were able to see that you'd maybe appreciate the nutrition that you're taking sometimes, especially this one from us, because it's so pristine, right? So the last thing with our current events going on, and in the future, just understand too, like current events will be like things that are going on, in the world and stuff like that. But right now, there's a bunch of stuff going on inside of MyFitLife, and the MyFitLife community is one of the big things, right? So I have this thing, like this is the MyFitLife community live stream, and I have now a MyFitLife community online, portal, for lack of a better term. So it's almost like our own private Facebook. There's some members in here already. It looks like 25 members, and and it's free to join right now. I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on for a second. Boom. So it's myfitlife.mn, like Mary Nancy.mn.co. Okay, myfitlife.mn.co. Pretty soon it'll be something else that's easier, but for right now, that's what it is. And when you go to that, if you're not a member, then this is the page that you'll see, and it says a little bit about us or whatever, and then you just request to join, and then fill out your stuff, and then you'll be like approved, by either myself or Laura or somebody, and then you'll be in the actual member portal, okay, which is this. So this is the home page, which is like the wall to Facebook, where all the different happenings. If you're following anybody in the community, then that's in there. And then there's groups, just like on Facebook, we have a MyFitLife community group that everybody's in. And then we have like a Cannabis Friends group and a recipes and meal planning group, and if you're in those groups, like this is one of our members that shows a picture of his sourdough bread that he makes and stuff like that, and there's some little healthy snacks, whatever, and stuff like that. So so some cool stuff in here to see, and like I said, it's free to join, so may as well take advantage of it right now, because it will be paid in the future. But I want to get some momentum in here and get the videos like from YouTube that need to be in here, like the Cannabis Friends one, the MyFitLife Healthy Lifestyle Community ones. I have some Health Freedom ones in there, whatever that need to be in this. But so it's going to be free for a while, probably maybe up to about 1,000 members, but yeah. So, but there is content in here, and we're going to be putting a ton in there right now, and we have the ability to actually do live streams inside of the community too. So the reason for this is the whatchamacallit, there's sometimes stuff that we talk about that isn't okay on YouTube. So in here we can talk about whatever we want to, because it's not part of any other social media thing. It's something that that I pay for from my company, MyFitLife. I pay for this, and it's our own portal. It has end-to-end encrypted, messaging, all that kind of stuff. So I can't see what other members are saying to each other. If it's in private messaging, all that stuff. So there's a lot of encryption involved with this thing. So but yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. So but that's it with the current events, and let's get into lifestyle optimization. All right. So lifestyle optimization is, it's basically, helping you to, look better, feel better, live better, and, get better, and then stay better, get healthy, stay healthy, and basically live the life you're meant to live. So you can't do that if you are sick and diseased or whatever. And like you mentioned in the last episode, the world is sick and diseased now, right? No one is offering solutions either. So if you're not aware, that there's catastrophes going on everywhere, and there's just a lot of death and destruction, and a lot of ill health that's going to come from that. But you see, like, all the different things that are being done to our food supply system, for everything from the vegetables and the farmed goods, whatever, vegetables, fruits, etc., to the livestock, etc., and all that kind of thing. It's all being degraded and even taken away, but especially degraded to the fact, or degraded to the fact, or to the point where it's toxic for you and causes ill health inside of you. So you need to be a health warrior to battle against this now. Okay, and it is a fight. It's fighting the good fight to against these people that are oppressing you, basically. That is what's going on. And whether you want to believe that or not, is a different story. But that basically is what's going on. And there's a lot of, like, as far as the health gurus and stuff like that, a lot of them are shills, giving you the wrong information on purpose. And like I said, no one's offering real solutions, only fads, only gimmicks, and it's all full of misinformation. Everything from paleo to carnivore to even vegan stuff. I'm completely plant-based, and even the vegan community has been bastardized like crazy. So every single part of the food industry has been taken over, and misinformation is in there now. You can't look on Google to find the correct information. So you have to come to people that actually understand it and have the knowledge. It's almost like a hidden knowledge now, and get it from them. And that's the whole reason for doing these live streams, is to get this information out, because I have it inside of me. There's not really any, like because of the way the world is now, there's not, young men that will come to me to be mentored and stuff like that, like in the past. So I'm just trying to get this information out to the world, whoever, is willing to listen to it, and get some benefit to them if they choose to utilize it, for themselves, because that's what will happen if they do. So like we said, only fads, gimmicks, misinformation, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food that we eat, and then the stuff that you make that food with, the stuff that you store your water, your beverages, your food in, and then personal care products, house cleaning products, basically everything, the air fresheners inside of your car, like all the cell tower stuff. If you have an electric car, just think of how much you're fucking baking inside of that thing, right? It's like having 1,000 of these, or strapped to your waist. Like being inside of those things. People don't think about that. And all the toxicity that is all around them constantly. So making you aware of that is one thing. Like there's a minefield of disinformation online, etc. You need to understand that, and you're being lied to, and you have been for a long time. And you need to just accept that, and then move forward. Trying to seek more truth and information. The truth and alternative and holistic health, basically, right? And I'm here to be that shining voice for a part of your journey, right? So lifestyle optimization, like I said, we're going to give the 10,000-foot overview of how to overcome, what's going on in the world. If you are sick and diseased or whatever, then how to actually, overcome that, to get healthy and then stay healthy, through the minefield of fucking bullshit that we are having to deal with, just on the shelves of the grocery stores, right? Like it's almost impossible to be completely healthy these days, with all the different toxins that are being, that we're bombarded with. So the first thing that we need to do, there's about 4 or 5 different things from the 10,000-foot level down that we need to do, right? That's what we're talking about today. And then, with the ones moving forward, we'll actually, go micro and actually delve into each of the things. But the first thing is to actually get educated, and it's very, very simple. Like I said in the last episode, it's like how to get healthy, how to stay healthy is very, very simple, but it's but it's not always easy, and it does take a little bit of effort, which not everybody's willing to do. So you need to get educated. What's good, what's bad. It's basically that simple. What is good and what is bad, and you have to learn that, and not just look on Google. Like I said, when the scamdemic was happening, there was a bunch of people that were arguing with me, and they were trying to argue with me, online or whatever. And I bit into it a little bit at first, and they were just sending me like regurgitated, Google searches that they did as their comebacks to me. And I started realizing that it's like, they don't understand what's going on. Not even like a lot of doctors and clinicians, and fitness people and nutritionists. It's really, really sad to see, because they were taught the wrong things in school, especially if they're younger. They were definitely taught the wrong thing, like literal lies. What they were taught will actually, to be healthy, will actually hurt you. So that's why you need to actually learn what's good, what's bad, and from people like me that actually understand and have lived it and have experienced it, and have that knowledge. I'm 58 years old, and I've been doing this my whole entire life. It's all I've ever studied. I had great mentors, and I have upwards of 20,000 clients now, but well over 10,000 clients that we've put through our program successfully. I understand how to get people healthy. I'm not just talking out my ass here, right? So the next thing is, once you learn what's good, what's bad, you stay away from the bad. And you try to get as much of the good in you as you can, right? It's that simple. You stay away from the bad, you get the good stuff in you, all right? But what are we talking about? What are we talking about? What's good and what's bad or whatever? So, there's certain things people will just most likely, think of food, like the food that they're eating and maybe the liquids that they're drinking. But there's much more than that, and then there's also the recreational things too. They don't think of the things that they do on the weekend or after hours or whatever, but it's all that, but it is the food, it is the water, it is the supplementation, it is the other beverages that you take, right? And like you mentioned at the very, very beginning, it's the containers that these beverages are in, that these foods are in. They have, the foods have, are grown with herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, all kinds of different things, that are toxic. And, there's a number of things that happen a lot with processing as well. And if you're eating processed, even with quote unquote non-processed foods, there's a lot of bad stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But the more processed the food is, all the way to things, like these energy drinks and stuff like that. Like that shit is so toxic that you can't help but have ill health, right? And it's just, and if you don't feel that way, it's just because you're probably numb to it. You just don't understand that you can feel better, and that's what happens most of the time when people go through our programs and stuff like that. So staying away from the bad, getting the good stuff in you, and like we said, the food, water, the containers that the food and beverages are in, like beverages, for instance, like plastic, stay away from that stuff. The microplastics and things like that, that are found, especially like the bottled waters, like all like any bottled water that's in plastic, you want to stay away from, especially these days, because the walls of the bottles are so thin that if they crinkle, which they often do just from air, they implode on it. If you have that little crinkle and little micro cracks appear all throughout that bottle. And what do you think happens from those micro cracks? Microplastics leach into the water. Water is a solvent. It attracts things into it, so it attracts all those, and then you get that in you. Like it's in you for sure, because babies are born with it. Like 100% of babies that are born today have microplastics and like hundreds of other toxic chemicals inside of them, just from their mom, no matter how healthy she tries to be. It's really, really, really crazy. So the containers, and then also the gadgets that you make your food with, right? So the gadgets, there's all kinds of different sprays, just like inside of like water bottles and things like that. Like if you get certain, like even stainless steel water bottles, a lot of times they have like a coating inside of them. You have to understand, which brands don't have that and which ones do. Like I would have a grow going for like a cannabis grow going, to make our oils and stuff like that, and to make life easier because we have a bigger grow now. We were doing like these sprayers to spray the nutrients, because it's all organic, biodynamic, like beyond organic, basically. So we were spraying the nutrients, that's feeding the leaves and the soil and doing all this neat stuff, right? And one thing I had to look out for, I was getting like a hardcore stainless steel sprayer, that has, really good whatever, pressure and do all these different things and attachments, and it sprays really well. It works really good. But it was so hard to find one that didn't have a lining inside of it, right? Like a literal coating that's toxic for humans and it's toxic for the plants. And that's what goes inside your water bottles. It's definitely inside all canned foods, all that kind of shit. It's really, really crazy. So we'll be going more in depth with all that kind of stuff, with more of that. Like I said, this is like the 10,000 foot view. But the other things that we need to be careful of is like cleaning products, like your healthcare products. The ones that you put on, from deodorant to shampoo. Especially women get like just. I mean, they're assaulted with, all the different, because, women use a lot of different products and they're full of toxic substances, like 99.9% of them. It's really, really horrible. And then house cleaning products, like house clean, like pretty much most house cleaning products, unless you're like really, really searching for that, are going to have super crazy amounts of toxins. Like my girlfriend, for whatever reason, she bought a bottle of Dawn, like liquid dish soap or whatever. And I was like, man, like we usually get like like the non-toxic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I grabbed the Dawn and I turned it around and the ingredients list was like about this big, right? And like it was all chemicals, like not even soap stuff in there. It was just all this chemical names. There were it's crazy. And then you're washing your dishes, whatever. All those toxic chemicals are getting inside of you. So those are things to be aware of. That you need to stay away from. And so getting that education is a big deal. There's over 300 videos on our website, but on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MyFitLife. Tons of free info on there. We have a book called Better Living with Whole Foods that has all the food, beverage containers, gadgets, the different kinds of things that, the blenders, different things that, whatever that you could use to live a healthy life. Then we also have, like I mentioned in yesterday's live stream, we have programs, 21-day reset, that I put over 10,000 people through, AWOL, a way of life, all these things to help people to, get healthy, stay healthy, and live the life they're meant to live. So really, really super cool, super important stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I would encourage, people to join that MyFitLife community, because, number one, because it's free right now, but also because you could have access to a bunch of this information, and then whenever, like we do a 21-day reset, throughout the year, and it's a guided program, and there's like meetings, and we do it as a group, and it's fun, and like you're not the only one out there just going through this, and we check in every week, and there's like a little celebration at the end, and it could all happen inside of here. We do live streams, everything. So it's really, really cool. And like I said, like this thing is free to join right now. So I'll put the link, in the whatever description and all that kind of stuff. But myfitlife.mn, myfitlife.mn.co. Like I said, it'll change to something more friendly, a more friendly URL soon. But this is what's going on right now, and there are, I think, like I said, 25 members in here. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about, that's sort of like the lifestyle optimization part. Now we're going to go into the cannabis corner. All right, and two things that I want to talk about with that is one thing is the endocannabinoid system, And so you can understand what that is, and it'll let you know about the importance of cannabinoids, like THC, CBD, CBC, CBG, CBN, etc. There's like over 113 different identified cannabinoids, plus the terpenes, flavonoids, isoflavones, etc., that are in the plant that are also beneficial, right? So, but before we talk about this, I want to talk about really quick. And I sort of mentioned it beforehand, but there were some people that came in a little bit later here. So, that we have a success story, from our community member. A lot of the people that come in, they take our elixir of the gods, and like this. It's like a high CBD form of full extract cannabis oil that I developed, and it's what I take for my eyes. Remember, I went blind from glaucoma, got my vision back with cannabis oils, and crushed a lifetime of migraines and chronic pain from powerlifting, etc. So, we have like probably over 100 people that have cancer, and they have different varying degrees of success. But Elisa, she went, like when she first came on board, she she came on board, with MyFitLife in 2010. But when she first found out that she had cancer, the first thing she did was like drive to my house, right? And she was like, "I have cancer." And she, because I've known her since 2010, so she's obviously my friend by now, right? So she drove into my house and said, "Hey, I have cancer. I need stuff, whatever. Let's go. Let me know what to do, whatever." And then so she did that, and then she didn't just depend on it, right? So it's really cool. She actually went out and she's an energy healer herself. So she went out and she did different things, with naturopaths and colonics, etc. And like I mentioned, we're going to do in 2 Saturdays a full interview with just her. That's all the subject's going to be with that live stream. And we're going to go in depth to what she did, because she was a courageous woman during all of this, which you need to be, and she was fighting the good fight. But the things that I will say about it, now, is that when she tried a bunch of different things, which I don't really recommend, but that's the journey that she took, But the one thing that she stayed true to was our stuff, like the high CBD full extract cannabis oil. And then later on, she started taking the high THC version too. It's also known as Rick Simpson Oil, etc. So she was taking that, all through. That's one thing she never stopped. And all the different doctors that she went to and the different clinicians, etc., they always were telling her, like, you say you're not in pain, but people in your situation are in great amounts of pain, and that's really strange. And you seem way healthier than what your cancer says you are, right? I guess, like, you function better. And then she went through like the typical story of, she's in these groups and support groups, and people are just dying around her, and new people coming in, and those new people are dying around her, to the point where doctors even started dying around her, right? And another clinician like passed away that she actually recommended to me, that I could help with her business and stuff. She died. Like, fuck, it was really crazy. And she is now cancer free, right? Like, not just not like in remission, like we said, but there's no detectable cancer in her body now, right? So so that's an awesome achievement, for anybody. And so we're going to have her on the show, like I said, in 2 Saturdays, which is 13 days from now. I think it's the 19th of October, and we're really going to be looking forward to having her on the show to show her cancer journey. Okay, so let's get into the endocannabinoid system and why, what it does inside of your body, and then why it's important, and why cannabis is important, right? So you have an endocannabinoid system inside your body that needs to be fed with cannabinoids, and it affects all the different systems in your body, and what it does is it balances them. So if the other systems in your body are out of balance, then you could have different problems, like digestive problems, heart problems, whatever, and because things are out of whack, right? So having another system that balances all of these, it should be cared for, and should be very important to people, right? But it's overlooked to the point where a lot of doctors these days, even these days, don't know what the endocannabinoid system is, because I talk to them, right? I've been dealing with cannabis since 1987. Okay, I've been holistic health and cannabis since 1987, and I still talk. I talk to doctors all the time. Like every week, and new ones come on board or whatever, and to promote our stuff or through their clinics and things. And sometimes I'll talk to them about the endocannabinoid system, and they'll say, "Hold on, what's the endocannabinoid system?" We're talking to MDs, chiropractors, naturopaths, right? So it's newly discovered within the past, couple of decades or whatever, supposedly, but we're just sort of like rediscovering things. And it is super important, to have this balance inside you. So the way that your endocannabinoid system balances out the different systems in your body is through cannabinoids, right? Like supplementation, like getting cannabinoids into your system to make it operate optimally. So you'll see these like down here on the right hand side, these CB1, CB2 receptors. They're called cannabinoid receptors, and those accept the cannabinoids into them, and they feed your endocannabinoid system, allow it to function properly and do its job. So you can see like all these little dots, like the lighter ones are the CB1, the darker ones are the CB2, but those are the receptors. They're literally from head to toe, right? They're in your brain, they're in your skull, they're in your spine, like everywhere. They're your third dermal layer down, with your skin. So that's why like topicals work so well at point of contact, because you literally have receptors throughout your skin, your whole body, right? Your third dermal layer down. It's inside your gastrointestinal system, your hormone, your bones, your bone marrow, which is where all your cells are made. Your muscles, metabolism, everything is affected by it. Your endocannabinoid system, and if it's not functioning properly, then you will not function properly, right? And that's why the world, one of the reasons the world is in such a dire state right now, because it was taken away way back at 1937 or whatever, and because it was vilified, and over the decades, people, ill health just became more and more and more of a thing, to where ill health was like non-existent almost, to the point like in the 1984, Ronald Reagan was going to take away the CDC because they didn't think it was important, because not enough of the population was sick. And then all of a sudden, Fauci came in that same year, and things changed, right? And not just him, but a lot of things changed because of the way things are. Like genetically modified foods came in, and like the different industries became bastardized, putting more toxic substances in and taking away the beneficial substances from food. So people are like, hey, I'm eating the same thing that I used to, but now I'm gaining weight, or I'm eating the same thing that I used to. I've always been healthy, but now I'm getting sick all the time. And it's because what the food is being, the soil, the pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and then if it's processed at all, all that stuff. There's toxins going into that weren't there before. And that's why you need to educate. That's why I said with the other segment that you need to to learn what's good and what's bad today, because what's good and what's bad 5 years ago, especially 10 years ago, is much different than what's good and what's bad today. It's more limited now. You have to. There's a minefield that you have to wade through to get to the healthy stuff, to get to the good stuff, and you definitely need to supplement. You definitely need to supplement with cannabinoids. And then other things like I have a trifecta of health, that has MSM, has the cannabinoids up top, and then MSM, and then Shilajit, which are MSM is one mineral, and Shilajit is 85 plus minerals, trace elements, and like the fulvic acid, humic acid, etc. Right, which is so super beneficial. And we'll get into why minerals are beneficial, in a future episode. But for the cannabinoids are because you have this thing called it's neuromodulation, right? And gene expression. And neuromodulation is just a form of gene expression, actually. And gene expression is one of the things that cannabinoids are responsible for. Okay, and gene expression is telling your cells what to do, like giving them the instructions or the operating manual, the standard operating procedures on how to function where they're at, right? Because all your cells are the same, and all your cells have the DNA for your whole body. Okay, so and that's what we're told. So like, and that's how, like, they say, like, your baby goes from like single cell to multiple cells into a full blown human, right? Because every cell has the complete DNA, and every cell is created. Every new cell is created inside of your bone marrow, and then it's transported to the different areas in your body that they're needed, and then they have the function. Like if they're taken to your heart, then they need to do heart cell functions. If they're taken to muscles, they need muscle cell functions, liver cell functions, etc. And since there's all of the instructions for all the cells in that cell, once it's taken to the heart, right? Somebody has to give it the instructions. So you think of your DNA as a library, right? And then the cannabinoids are like the librarian that goes and pulls out the heart instructions. Like there's, the DNA is vast, right? So like a crazy, like the largest library you could imagine. And just that one little aisle, that one little, little section right there, they pull out the instructions for the heart and say, here's your heart cell instructions. And then the same thing with the liver cell. The cannabinoids in that liver cell will go, hey, liver cell, here's your liver cell instructions. You don't have to worry about looking for them or trying to guess what to do and malfunctioning. You could operate optimally. Here you go. And that's how you obtain optimal health. One of the ways is through cannabinoid supplementation. And this is the reason why. You can see for yourself how important it is. Like every single part of your body, including your brain. And that's why it helps with stress, anxiety, depression, panic attacks. And on the other side of it, helps with clarity, confidence, et cetera. It's super, super awesome. So and that's why it affects, like the physical as well. From healing, et cetera, inflammation, bone strength, all that kind of stuff. Because it is everywhere, right? So super, super important stuff, the endocannabinoid system, and it's why a big part of my business now is CBD and cannabis products, mixed into the superfoods, et cetera, that we promote, because it's so important. Remember, it's like a broken record, but I went blind from glaucoma, got my vision back with cannabis oils, not like nothing else. And then if I stop taking my stuff, I go blind in less than a week. Right? My vision will start to break apart in just over 24 hours, and it just starts to close in. I start to go into migraines and all kinds of pain, and life just sucks. And then, in about 6 days, 7 tops, has happened before. I'll go blind. And then it takes forever if I can, to get everything back. So I stay. That's why I stay on my stuff, and I've been taking full extract cannabis oils for every day for over a decade. So I'm well aware, of what the effects on it, and then we've done thousands of case studies. Plus, but the endocannabinoid system information that we just provided, though, that just like solidifies everything into like, here, this is why it's so important. Because like I figured out how to get my eyesight back before I found out about the endocannabinoid system, and I figured out how to help people to overcome and manage a lot of conditions. With cannabinoids as part of the toolbox and some other things as well. But before I learned about the endocannabinoid system, but when I learned about it finally, I was like, whoa, like this makes sense, and that made me even able to better help people, if that makes sense, right? So, but that's basically it for the endocannabinoid system. Hopefully you understand the importance of it. If you have any questions about anything, that we covered in this episode, then go ahead and just, put some questions in the comments, et cetera. If you're listening to it right now, but you came in late, then just, scoot that little button back to the beginning, and you can watch it from the beginning. And then if you're coming in from watching it after it's been posted, then welcome. Alrighty. So that's basically it for the MyFitLife Healthy Lifestyle Community Show. Remember to like this video or whatever you call it. Subscribe to the channel to spread the good word in alternative in holistic health. This is Al Morenton with MyFitLife. And let's see, Movida and Shilajit Elixirs. All right. So have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Oh, yeah. So we have an interview coming on tomorrow night with an awesome guy from the Better Man Show. He has great success that he's doing right now with his personal health. He's overcome some things, and he's able to fit into things and be successful with like he lost weight, feels awesome. He's stronger, all kinds of things, and we're going to find out exactly what he did to get there, because it's a pretty. I've watched his journey, and it's only been going on for a couple of months, and he's made such amazing results. So we're going to have him on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on a live stream and get his story. All right, guys. So have a beautiful evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Just need to find the little end stream.